You have obtained leadership of the largest labor union in America. How did you even attempt to forge an organization this large?
I have been part of unions for as long as I can remember. As a child, I worked for the cigar industry in Manhattan, and along with the job came union membership. When I was about 27, I decided to form an organization devoted to helping other workers. It was never designed to be large-scale, but that is what it was required to produce results. And 500,000 members should produce impressive results.
Before you created the American Federation of Labor, the Knights of Labor were the primary source of unionization among workers. Why do you think your organization has overshadowed them?
They are complete failures. Under no circumstances can they succeed. The American Federation of Labor is comprised of skilled workers. If your organization contains unskilled workers, there is no strength. If you want to push for reform, you need to have the power to make the push.
Has your organization tried to make political changes?
Yes, we have used our nationwide influence to force labor reform. Congress has already passed the Sherman Antitrust Act and Clayton Antitrust Act. These guard against monopolies and price fixing. They created a better environment for consumers and employees alike.
But these do not impact the individual worker directly. What has been done to guarantee safe working conditions and better wages?
This is breaching another reason why the Knights of Labor were ineffective. We preferred not to hold strikes. Yes, strikes may not produce wages for the worker, but they are the strongest weapon in a worker's arsenal. If all the employees contribute to the strike, the manager would have to give in to the demands of the workers.
After the Haymarket Square riot, the Knights of Labor have diminished. Could your organization have played a hand in their downfall by provoking the events that unfolded there?
People died in that riot. How could anyone speculate as to what caused the disaster? I only wanted to ensure the lives of workers across America are improved to the best of my ability. I did not start the American Federation of Labor to receive a placement of power. To interfere with my competition does not even make any logical sense. We both desired the same goal. The people, they are the reason for everything. Without them, there would be no society in which we live in. To make their lives whole would be to make the life of America whole.
The Haymarket Square riot began as a strike. If strikes lead to violence, why do you employ them?
First of all, strikes do not lead to violence. People who feel like they should express themselves in a violent way lead to violence. Strikes are the only way for workers to have their voice heard. You should not decide to spin this story to try and make me into the villain.
You're doing good. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Fact of the Week, sponsored by the Library of Congress. Did you know the Knights of Labor, with the help of the Central Labor Union, started the first Labor Day on September 5th, 1882? There was even a parade held in New York City for it. Also, President Grover Cleveland signed a bill making Labor Day a federal holiday. The reason he did this was to repair political damage from when he sent troops to Chicago, Illinois, to break up the Pullman strike.
Welcome back, everybody.
Well, we should see what your opponent says about this matter. Terrence Powderly, you are the leader of the Knights of Labor. What do you have to say about everything Samuel Gompers has relayed to us?
My organization is not on the decline. We are going strong. We are much more inclusive than the American Federation of Labor.
You do not believe in strikes. It was mentioned that strikes are the source of power and representation by other people. Why are strikes the last resort for the Knights of Labor?
You know about the Haymarket Square riot, correct? The Knights of Labor organized protests before the riot. It was at the McCormick Reaper factory in Chicago. It was designed to be peaceful, but when the police came in, they wounded several workers on strike. This always happens. If the lives of workers are important, they need to be protected, especially when the riot broke out. More people died as a result. Strikes are not the answer.
Back to your membership. How many people are in attendance and what are the limitations?
Practically anyone can join. Again, we are as inclusive as humanly possible. The American Federation of Labor is not. They only allow skilled workers to participate. Workers are either skilled or unskilled. To declare one side not able to join is cutting half of your possible members out. This situation also becomes better, for the American Federation of Labor requires all members to be white. There is no such requirement. We understand that workers are human and that people of color are human. That is why we have 700,000 members.
None of that is true. You are spreading lies that have no basis. Anyone can join my union. If you have skills that are useful, then you are golden.
That is the definition of being a skilled worker. You have a skill which you developed in order to perform a job and earn a wage. You are not going to refute the fact that you only allow people to join if they are white.
I am not refuting it because it is untrue. I am at least able to voice my accomplishments. The Sherman and Clayton Antitrust Acts were created because of my work, and we campaigned for 8-hour workdays, the end of child labor, better safety, equal pay for men and women, and pay for injuries received while on the job.
You must be suffering from memory loss. The Knights of Labor were created before the American Federation of Labor was even founded. 1879 was when it was created. Your organization was made in 1886. Therefore, the Knights of Labor have helped with the everyday American worker more than your little American Federation of Labor has.
My organization is still larger than yours. The number you provided is false. You had that amount of members back in 1886. Now that number has dropped because two things happened. First, the Haymarket Square riot. It was instigated by one of your members. Nobody likes bad publicity. So when my organization was formed back in December of that year, everyone was running towards my group. This all means the American Federation of Labor is better.
I thought you did not want to say you were better than the Knights of Labor. That is what you told the reporter. Also, do not blame the riot on the Knights. That is only speculation. You also said that speculating on a matter that concluded with loss of life is something that not anyone should do.
You do not even hold any power. Holding strikes proves to the employer that you mean business. What other ways are there to make your voice heard? Boycotting? You do not even prefer to boycott.
We boycott periodically. It does not interfere with the worker's job directly, and it shows the strong distaste the populace has against the method of operation the employer chooses to run the business. Our goal is to keep the employees happy, which will also keep employers happy, because they will come to us to complain, not to them. We also like to commit ourselves to helping everyone, not just the white males like you all do. We unionize with everyone, people that are white, people that are black, and don't forget, women are people too.
And that concludes the interview between the two major unions of the United States of America.
Uh-oh, but little does he know that his daughters, Peggy, Angelica, Eliza, sneak into the city just to watch all the guys.
Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy, the Schuyler sisters. Angelica, Peggy, Eliza.